why you're returning that. Next up is Jordan Mather, co-founder of HealthSnaps. Jordan and his team moved to Lincoln from Milwaukee to take their early success in the physical therapy space and prepare to scale it nationwide. Let's give Jordan a big Nebraska standing ovation.
I'd like to introduce everyone here to a patient that we've been helping for several months. We'll call her Sarah for hip's sake. So Sarah has suffered from chronic back pain for years and has tried everything from yoga and Vicodin to physical therapy to try to relieve it. Only yoga makes her pain worse. She hates taking her Vicodin because it makes her feel groggy. And she's frustrated with her therapy, so she's about to call that quits. But she's definitely not alone there. Nearly 40% of patients within physical therapy give up before the end of their care. This means that patients aren't getting better, and the clinics that are helping them are missing out on average of $250,000 every single year. Sarah's problem is that in between her appointments, she feels so incredibly disconnected and alone and she doesn't understand her exercise homework packets. Every single time she has a question, she has to wait until her next appointment just to get an actual response. The worst part is that she does her exercises every single day, but without realizing that she's doing them correctly, so she's not even getting better. The engagement system in physical therapy is failing patients like Sarah, and is fueling one of the worst opioid epidemics in history when it's supposed to be the very thing that's preventing it. But Sarah didn't go down this route. Sarah took action, and she switched to a new clinic that she heard about in town, the Happy News HealthSnaps. She heard that this clinic had great relationships with their patients, and that they even offered remote support to those who needed it. And Sarah really needed it. On her very first day, her new therapist, Nick, created her HealthSnaps account. Immediately, she felt that she knew that this was going to be completely different, as Nick used HealthSnaps to record video and audio clips from her appointment that she could later watch and re-listen to whenever she needed. Sarah was relieved, even excited, that she didn't have to deal with paper packets or hard-to-understand picture diagrams anymore. But her favorite part was that she could ask questions and she knew that they would actually get answers. She knew that if she had trouble in between her appointments, all she had to do was notify Nick. And just knowing that Nick was there if she needed it gave her confidence back. For the first time since her pain began, she didn't feel alone. She felt like Nick was always with her. And Nick will tell HealthSnaps even more than Sarah. See, there's been an explosion in the physical therapy market. It used to be that therapists could only treat the 8 million patients that got referred to physical therapy by a physician. But now, thanks to recent changes in legislation, that's no longer the case. Now therapists like Nick can treat any of the 126 million people that wake up and suffer from chronic pain every single day. And now that Nick can actually market directly to patients rather than physicians, having a strong, patient-centered brand is absolutely critical. Before HealthSnaps, Nick had a hard time engaging his patients. The best he could do was call each and every single one of them just to get in contact with them. And having 300 plus patients, that's nearly impossible. With HealthSnaps, Nick gets notified every single time his patients need help. He can remotely send them custom videos to give them additional instruction or just some motivation. This provides a unique and personalized experience for patients like Sarah. Nick's literally using this program so much, it's changing the way he treats his patients. It's important to know that Nick tried all of our top competitors before switching to HealthSnaps. All of them had the same problems. They're bogged down by features he didn't use, and they didn't allow him to easily create and distribute the video content he wanted to provide for his patients. HealthSnaps, on the other hand, allowed him to do these things, but also helped him extend his brand visibility through white labeling. It was fast, highly personalized, and most importantly, it kept him connected with his patients during and even after their plan of care. What we're doing is changing the way therapists and patients interact with one another. And here's just some of the things that they've been saying about us. It's working. We sold monthly subscriptions to private practices with their pricing based on the number of clinician licenses needed. Our early adopters are young, cash-based private practices just like Nick. And I can't tell you how freaking excited I am that Nick's no longer our only paying customer. By targeting people exactly like Nick, we've been able to convert 3 more clinics into paying users from San Francisco all the way to New York. Woo! The most exciting part is that they're reaching out to us. So we're getting this momentum and this support because we're actually engaging with the community. We're keeping it simple. A simple design, simple implementation, and simple business strategy. We know exactly what it is we need to do to get to our next customers. And better yet, we've already laid the foundation of how we're going to scale HealthSnaps. We recently started 6 clinical trials that's going to give us the data we need to prove HealthSnaps effectiveness. We're negotiating with 3 large therapy chains that represent over 100 clinics nationwide. What we're doing is building a program that bridges the millions of people suffering from chronic pain with the therapy services that they need to get better. With a service that's going to help these clinics stand out and thrive in this new digital, patient-driven market. I can't imagine a better team to do it without it. Max and Sean are both incredibly talented engineers with experience in the Silicon Valley and with HIPAA data security. Laura, an occupational therapist, recently sold her chain of clinics in Wisconsin and helps us by bringing her operational and clinical perspective to the team. Myself, having experienced the problems within physical therapy firsthand, I would jump at the opportunity to work with this team to solve this problem. I oversee all business development, sales, and customer acquisition strategies. Prior to HealthSnaps, patients like Sarah were so incredibly disconnected that almost half the time they didn't even show up. The old way of engaging patients in therapy isn't working. It's been failing patients for years. Physical therapy is proven to be the most powerful tool against solving chronic pain, but only if patients are engaged enough to actually stick with it. The things that we're doing in HealthSnaps is completely evolving the physical therapy experience. And soon, we're going to be helping millions of people find pain relief. After spending the summer in Lincoln, we loved it so much that we decided to relocate from Milwaukee to here, and we're going to call Lincoln home and look for